An explosive allegation from Canada that the Indian government may have been behind the assassination of a Sikh separatist activist on Canadian soil has triggered a huge diplomatic row and sent relations between the two plummeting. It all started on Monday, when Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau claimed he has credible information linking India to the killing of prominent Sikh leader Hardeep Singh Nijjar. And on Thursday, India's Foreign Ministry responded by temporarily suspending visa services for Canadian citizens over what it said are security threats against diplomats in Canada. Trudeau claimed in Parliament on Monday that Canadian authorities had been investigating credible allegations of a potential link between credible allegations and the killing of Nijjar, a Sikh Canadian citizen who was gunned down by masked men in June. India responded hours later by rejecting Trudeau's allegations, accusing Canada of harboring terrorists and claiming its inaction against extremists had been a long-standing concern. Nijjar's death in June shocked the Sikh community in Canada, one of the largest outside India with more than 770,000 members. Canada's comprehensive response must reflect the gravity of India's role in the premeditated murder of a Sikh dissident living in Canada, the groups added in a joint statement. India expels Canadian diplomat in tit-for-tat move as spat over assassinated Sikh activist deepens. Nijjar's friend and former lawyer, who also appears on India's UAPA wanted list, said Nijjar was warned at least 3 times by Canadian authorities including the Royal Canadian Mounted Police about threats to his life. Pannan, who faces multiple charges from the Indian government, runs a New York-based outfit called Sikhs for Justice, which has held referendums for a separate Khalistan state. Relations between the two countries have been tepid for several years and Canada's allegations against the Indian government has further soured things. Negotiations for a trade deal between the countries have been paused due to issues of serious concern, India's Commerce and Trade Minister said, according to local reports. When Modi hosted the group of 20 G20 leaders in New Delhi this month, he did not meet Trudeau one-on-one but on the sidelines of the summit, where the Indian leader conveyed our strong concerns about continuing anti-India activities of extremist elements in Canada, according to the Indian government. When Trudeau visited India in 2018, his calendar, which was light on diplomatic meetings, was seen by many as a snub from New Delhi. The issue is of incitement of violence, the inaction by the Canadian authorities, the creation of an environment that disrupts the functioning of our High Commission and consulates. That's what's making us stop temporarily the issuance of visas or providing visa services, the ministry spokesman, Arindam Bagchi, told reporters in New Delhi on Thursday. He said, Canada is a top investor in India and also has a very large Indian diaspora in Canada. Canada's allegations come days after Modi hosted world leaders including US President Joe Biden, British Prime Minister Rishi Sunak and Australia's Anthony Albanese for the G20 summit in New Delhi. However, those 3 key allies of Canada issued statements that indicated some support for Trudeau's decision to go public with his concerns. We understand these reports will be particularly concerning to some Australian communities, a statement said. Kugelman said Canada would have gone through a very extensive process to investigate the allegations. Kugelman added it was notable that Canada is a member of the so-called Five Eyes, an intelligence pact that also includes the United States, Britain and Australia and New Zealand. Indeed, one would think that Canada would have had to undertake a significant, careful investigation before being willing and comfortable to make these allegations public.